Good morning. Welcome back. President Trump and Jared Kushner unveiling their immigration overhaul in a meeting with a dozen GOP senators.
All right. No hard specific details have been laid out at this point, but the plan aims to modernize the ports of legal entry into this country and also end the chain migration system.
Executive Director of the Center for Immigration Studies, Mark Krikorian, joins us live to explain what's needed and how it could be impacted by the Ninth Circuit ruling. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. As it stands right now, I think many people highly doubt the Democrats will be on board. What do you think it would take in order to get support for this?
Oh, I don't think there's any way the Democrats in the House would support anything the president put forward on immigration. I mean, literally, even if the White House offered to amnesty every illegal alien in the country and give them a lifetime supply of lollipops, the Democrats would not agree to the kinds of changes that are in this legislation. So I think this is more an attempt to set out an agenda that the White House supports rather than actual legislation that's intended to go anywhere.
Yeah, well, let's break this thing down. And first off, let's take a look at the senators that were in this meeting, the Republicans that were there. You can see the names right there. Basically, what this wants to do is take the system away from allowing people to bring in their family of the lottery system that we've had and bringing in people based on what they can do in this country. A merit-based system is what the president wants. And I think he's hoping to get the attention of people in this country that are working, because the point is that when you bring in a lot of low-wage, low-skilled workers, it drags the price of labor down, 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 and nobody makes as much money.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Also, it's harder for some people to get hired if they're marginal to the labor market. People like ex-cons, recovering addicts, people like that employers don't want to hire. When the labor market is tight, they have no choice but to hire them. But that is what the White House is trying to do, is limit family immigration to husbands, wives, and little kids, but then move most of those immigration numbers to skills-based, where they take into account your college degrees and what have you. The place I think that this bill falls short is that it doesn't reduce the level of immigration. It just leaves it at the more than 1 million a year that we have now. And it's imperative, it seems to me, that there be some moderation, some at least modest reductions in the level of immigration. The president actually called for that during the campaign, but says now, because the unemployment rate is so low, he's changed his mind. The thing is that when the unemployment rate is low, it's precisely when you do not want to import immigrants, because keeping the labor market tight means employers are forced to look to hiring people they ordinarily don't want to hire. Like I said, ex-cons, recovering addicts, the disabled, single moms who need flexible schedules, teenagers maybe who aren't very good workers. All of those people are hurt when immigration is high.
Let's take a look at this number here of family unit apprehensions at the southwest border in fiscal year of 2019. Look at that number, 189,584. You have a story that federal prosecutors told of a Tucson grand jury that a Guatemalan man allegedly paid a family the equivalent of about $130 to rent their 8-year-old son. We're seeing children used essentially as pawns more often than we should be talking about, quite honestly. What do you make of that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, first of all, most people bringing kids with them across the border are bringing their own kids. But there is increasingly this phenomenon of renting kids, sometimes even recycling kids. In other words, they get into the country, they're sent back to Central America and brought with a different adult. And the reason this happens is because of the loopholes in our law. We have a requirement that that a child, a minor, cannot be held in immigration detention more than 20 days. Yeah. And we don't split families because of all the political outrage that caused last year. So what that means is, if you bring a kid with you, you are guaranteed to be released into the U.S. in no more than 3 weeks. That is a powerful incentive to bring kids, your kids, somebody else's kids, whatever. And until that loophole is plugged, we're going to see more and more of this happening.
It's putting the kids in harm's way.
Renting and recycling kids. I mean, just think about that for a second. Mark, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.